Hello America, this is Call of Duty Goddess. Today is March 16th, 2016. I'd like to do a short video here on Jade Helm 2.0, or more commonly known as UWEX 16. And it's Jade Helm 2.0, but it's a little bit more secretive, and it seems like people didn't get to have a choice in the matter. I'm at Dave Hodges, the Common Sense Show here, at an article titled Jade Helm 16 UWEX is now rehearsing for Civil War. If your eyes are newly awakened to reality, Dave Hodges tells the harsh truth. He has a video here from the Next News Network. Let's watch that real quick.
So what did we learn from Jade Helm 15? More importantly, what did the government learn? Apparently not enough, because in March of 2016, U.S. Special Forces are redeploying to Texas under a new code name, UWEX 16, short for Unconventional Warfare Exercise 2016. Unlike Jade Helm 15, where military contractors and officers presented their plans for public scrutiny, UWEX 16 was approved by commissioners in secret, without public input, effectively handing over Bastrop County, Texas to the U.S. military without public consent. When the people are removed from the public debate over military operations within their own county limits, effectively, martial law has been declared. In the case of Jade Helm UWEX 16, the citizens of Bastrop County don't even know. Now, according to reports, UWEX 16 will be even more covert than Jade Helm 15, operating on privately owned properties in the county and at Camp Swift. County Judge Paul Pape told the press he is in full support of the next phase of military operations in Bastrop, as he indicated there were, quote, no incidents during Jade Helm. Despite one local eyewitness, Brian Hohenstein, who stated, we saw a few more uniforms in restaurants and in the Walmart. Unfortunately for Hohenstein, his response indicates Jade Helm 15 was a successful conditioning exercise. No wonder the military is returning. Judge Pape's only concern was the public outcry and paranoia surrounding Jade Helm 15, and he hopes that the military planners have a better containment policy than last time. He was clear to issue a directive to Special Forces to subdue the new name for the operation and refrain from labeling Texas as hostile territory. Little is known about UWEX 16 at this time, other than it kicks off in March of 2016 and will be even more covert than Jade Helm. Unfortunately for Judge Pape and the Bastrop commissioners, the cat is out of the bag. Fortunately for the free people of Texas, we're getting the word out. We'll monitor military chatter to bring you the latest on this developing story. Please distribute this news alert to your social networks and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the updates. This has been a Next News Network special report. I'm Gary Franchi.
That was Gary Franchi and the Next News Network. I'll, of course, leave all the links below. Now, I want to talk about this because I did do a video about Jade Helm and how it reminded me of what happened in Burns, Oregon. Now, I just want to share my thoughts, and I'll try to do this quickly. But my thoughts on the matter are that the Obama administration, through the Harney County cronies of his, recharged the Hammonds with double jeopardy. Basically, what they did was the Hegelian dialectic: problem, reaction, solution, to see what would happen. If you don't think our government does that, well, I hate to break it to you. If your eyes are newly awakened, I'm really sorry, but if you've seen a few of my videos, you've been hardened a little bit to reality. And trust me when I tell you, I'm a gentle, soft pillow here on YouTube. I try to keep it as gentle for the newly awakened as I can, because I made this channel for my mom. Anyway, this is typical Hegelian dialectic, and again. The Obama administration, through the cronies in Burns, Oregon there, charged the Hammonds with double jeopardy. They set up the court date when they had to turn themselves in. They knew that they are setting this up for something to happen. Typical Hegelian dialectic. Problem, reaction, solution. They put you in a corner to where you only have two ways to go. Either submit or fight. That's how this game is played. So, knowing that as well, that our dollar is collapsing, the yen, the BRICS system is taking over. It's not going to happen all at once. It's going to be a gradual thing. This exercise is preparing for that. It's preparing for Agenda 2030, the massive land grab that's coming. And if you don't believe me, it's all good. It'll be unfolding here. You'll see it. You'll be alive to see it. Think of it this way. They were totally transparent with Jade Helm last year. They got a lot of flack. They then came out this year much more secretive. The people didn't have a choice. So I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking to next year and the year after. This year, it'll go through without a problem as well. So next year, they're setting it up so they won't even have to have any kind of communication. That's what they're doing. They're softening and softening and softening, doing this a couple years in a row without any hitch. And then it will start happening either next year or the year after. Shit will be hitting the fan. Because I'm on the East Coast and there was a massive drill by DC. I think it was just last night or something. So it is hitting the fan. Agenda 2030. My belief is that this has to happen before the global currency will then go from the fiat currency that is the American petrodollar to the BRICS system yen. And we'll get our little dollars or whatever. They'll be called the Amero. And we'll have the same currency as Mexico and Canada more than likely. And that's what this is preparing for. It's obvious as the day is long. If you read Agenda 21, I haven't read any of Agenda 30. I look at enough bad news. I've seen what people say about it. And, you know, if you've read Agenda 21, you know it's Agenda 2030 is Agenda 21 on steroids. It's preparing for the massive land grab. And they experimented with the Hammonds and the Bundys. That was a huge experiment to see what they would do. How we fix this, I do not know. Anyway, this Jade Helm 16 UWEX, they made it not so catchy for a reason. And they're trying to keep it on the DL, the down low. And they're going to do it at night. And it's going to go on without a hitch. You won't even know they're there. And it's done that way purposefully. So next year, the year after that, you won't be expecting it. That's how they play. That's how they do this. They wait it out. They look at the internet chatter. They look at phone chatter. They have the technology to look at all this. They have for a long time. And if you think they're worried about the Constitution, come on. Look at what happened in Burns, Oregon. They're not worried about no Constitution. They really don't care. Okay, so it says here that they're only going to be, well, it said it in the video, they're only going to be operating on privately owned properties in the county. And it says unconfirmed reports are circulating that the U.S. government made cash payments to the owners of the land, which will allow them to train on private property. The rumors are hard not to believe because I reported last spring that each county who participated in Jade Helm 15 was paid a nuisance fee of $150,000. See, and that's how they do it. They're in charge of the printing press, for crying out loud. I mean, they can do this. So, the exercise will be live in some locations by March 28, 2016. And it should be over July 15th. But take this date with a grain of salt. And lastly, if you're not familiar with Jade Helm 15, I have a video on that, Bombshell on the Thugs in the Streets of Burns, where I connected what was happening in Burns, Oregon to Jade Helm. So, there you have it. Jade Helm 2.0, also known as UWEX 16. This is Call of Duty Goddess, signing off, and as always, I've got your 6.